Lumpy skin disease. Lumpy skin disease was first seen as an epidemic in Zambia in 1929. Initially, it was thought to be the result of either poisoning or hypersensitivity to insect bites. LSD spread throughout Africa between the 1950s and 1980s, affecting cattle in Kenya, Sudan, Tanzania, Somalia, and Cameroon. Approximately 8 million cattle were affected. In 1989, there was an LSD outbreak in Palestine. This outbreak was the first instance of LSD outside of the African continent. Throughout the past decade, LSD occurrences have been reported in European, Middle Eastern and West Asian regions. LSD was first reported to the Bangladesh Department of Livestock Services in July 2019. Since early 2022, the disease of lumps and boiled skin affected thousands of animals across Pakistan. The first case of this disease was reported in Sindh in January 2022. This disease was diagnosed in India in 2019 in Odisha, but went under the radar during the COVID pandemic. We already made a video explaining COVID-19. If you haven't watched it, please consider watching. In July 2022, the outbreak spread in 14 out of 33 districts of Gujarat, state of India. By 25 July, more than 37,000 cases and 1,000 deaths in cattle were reported. As of 1 August 2022, more than 25,000 cases were reported in Rajasthan, in which more than 1,200 bovines died. Lumpy skin disease virus. Lumpy skin disease (LSD) is a viral disease in cattle caused by lumpy skin disease virus, LSDV. LSDV is one of the most important animal pox viruses. It belongs to the genus Capripox virus in the Poxviridae family. Sheep pox virus and goat pox virus are other members of the genus Capripox virus. Transmission and spread. The primary route of transmission is through blood-sucking vectors like mosquitoes, house flies, ticks and mites. Mosquitoes and housefly infestation remains at their peak during the monsoon. When a mosquito bites an infected cattle and then bites a healthy cattle, it acts as a carrier for the virus and accelerate infection in a herd. It can also spread due to direct contact with infected cattle. Infection can also spread from cutaneous lesions, saliva, nasal discharge, milk, and other body fluids of infected cattle. It can also spread through contaminated water, fodder, and feed. How to identify the lumpy skin disease? The first signs appear after 1 to 2 weeks of getting infected. Cattle get fever, watery eyes, runny nose, hypersalivation, emaciation or weight loss, loss of appetite, decrease in milk production. After some of the early symptoms, there is the formation of round and firm nodules all over the body. This is because the virus attack makes the outer surface of skin to get separated from the inner layer of the skin, leading to lumps or nodules formation. Temporary or permanent infertility occurs among infected cows and bulls. Miscarriages also occurs in infected pregnant cows. This virus attacks the circulatory system, causing vasculitis or inflammation of the blood vessels and lesions in various organs like the liver, lungs, spleen, etc. Secondary bacterial infection in the affected skin lesions can increase the severity and prolong the course of the disease. LSD can cause high morbidity and low mortality. They are often used together. They sound a bit similar, so it's no wonder that some confusion exists when it comes to choosing only one of them. Morbidity refers to someone being unhealthy, whereas mortality refers to someone being dead. The morbidity rate examines how many people got a certain disease in a specific population at a specific geographical location during a specific time period, whereas the mortality rate usually refers to the number of deaths that occur in a year per 1,000 people. How does LSD lead to death? Nodules may burst due to outer pressure or friction, as the skin covering the nodule is very thin. Animals may also develop bronchopneumonia, impairing their respiratory systems. Formation of nodules in lungs, lesions in tracts, bleeding from spleen, liver and rhum occurs. Death of living tissues and fibrosis in various organs lead to organ failure and ultimately lead to death. Dead animals must not be thrown in open lands and garbage, they must be dumped under the ground, as the dead bodies can become the source of accelerating the spread of diseases due to insects. As of now, more than 57,000 plus cattle died in India alone. This causes a great economic loss to farmers, dairy industry and meat exports. But not every animal getting LSD would die. Most of them would be recovered by good nursing and early detection. Prevention is better than cure. Infected animals must not be exported or imported to and fro other regions. Buying animals only from trusted sources. Examination or testing of animals before moving them to new places. Quarantine new animals. Isolate infected animals from herd. Applying insect repellent to animals. Keeping the farm free from breeding sites of insects like stagnant water. Cleaning and disinfecting of the cattle shed must be done regularly. Vaccination of herd before the outbreak of infection. Are some precautions. The goat pox vaccine is effective against lumpy skin disease. The Indian government has started ring vaccination as a form of biofencing to prevent spread of lumpy skin disease. Ring vaccination means vaccination of all susceptible animals in a delineated area surrounding the location where an outbreak has occurred. In other words, it is the vaccination of healthy cattle in the regions around the outbreak areas before the onset of infection. The Indian Council of Agricultural Research, ICAR, and the Indian Veterinary Research Institute, IVRI, invented an indigenous vaccine named Lumpy Provacind. Are humans at risk? The disease is not zoonotic, meaning it does not spread from animals to humans. While the virus does not spread to humans, milk production by infected animals will be fit for human consumption only after boiling or pasteurization. Meat from cattle infected by lumpy skin disease is not harmful for humans. Meat meal should be consumed after a proper heat treatment. For more informative videos, keep watching BigBangBio. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.